bună, bine v-am găsit, ne bucurăm că ne sunteți din nou alături. Poate îl cunoașteți pe Steve Boedt din industria de fitness sau ca antrenor motivațional. Dar iată ceva ce cred că nu știți despre el. Trebuia să fie bucătar. A crescut în Bruges, în Belgia, unde familia sa avea un restaurant. S-a presupus că va continua afacerea de familie, așa că s-a pregătit pentru a lucra în bucătărie. Fiind pasionat de dans, fitness și de ideea de a călători în lume, a urât asta din tot sufletul. La 19 ani și-a pierdut mama și viitorul a devenit brusc incert, iar Steve a devenit captiv într-o viață de care nu mai era mulțumit. Nu mult mai târziu a decis să schimbe ceva. Cel mai greu i-a fost să-i spună tatălui său că 7 ani de școală de bucătar fuseseră în zadar pentru că voia să devină instructor de fitness. Spre surprinderea lui, răspunsul tatălui a fost: ok, atâta timp cât asta te face fericit. Începutul nu a fost ușor pentru Steve, fiind respins de 2 ori la certificarea sa de aerobic, dar nu s-a lăsat. În cele din urmă, munca sa a dat roade, iar premiile nu s-au lăsat așteptate. Instructorul anului în 1997, Belgian Fitness Trophy în 2002, în 2003 prezentatorul EFAA, prezentator de excelență în Marea Britanie în 2004 și nominalizat în top 4 prezentatori internaționali la New York. A fost invitat ca antrenor la emisiunile de televiziune The Biggest Loser și Celebrity Fitness și a avut o rubrică în revista Men's Health timp de un an. Cartea sa, The Right Mindset, pe care a scris-o împreună cu Delphine, este bestseller în Belgia și Olanda și a schimbat mentalitatea și viețile multor oameni. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Roxana.
We are happy to have you here in Timișoara.
Thank you. I'm super happy to be here.
How would you describe our city, which this year is the European Capital of Culture?
It's a fairy tale. Really. I was, of course, I was super delighted to be invited here. And before I came here, I Googled a little bit, and then you'd see pictures, and it looked beautiful, but it's even more beautiful in real life. We were passing by the cathedral, and I was like, oh my God, I look like I'm in a fairy tale land. So it's very beautiful. I'm very happy to be here.
Have you ever been before in Timișoara?
Timișoara, no. I've been teaching a couple times in Romania, Constanta, Bucharest, Baia Mare.
Yes. You are here by the invitation of the Municipal House of Culture to
Yes.
take part in the Hearts Festival. Please, can you describe this event and your adventure in Timișoara? Because there have been a few surprises, you said.
It has been, because, of course, the word itself, the name Festival of Hearts, it's, you know that you will be welcomed with love and beautiful things, and that's how it feels, because they're celebrating culture with dance and music, and it's amazing to see that all these groups worldwide are coming here representing their country with dance. And I'm so interested in dance and music, so when those two come together in a fairy tale city, then it's very nice. So the first night we actually saw the parade with their costumes, and you just immediately travel to the world with them. You see Tahiti and China and Bulgaria and Romania, of course. So it's very interesting to see all those different cultures. It's beautiful.
You are a successful life coach. You say, my goal is to make people realize that they are capable of more than they believe themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
When was your turning point? When did you realize that you are capable of more than you did before?
I've been teaching in the fitness industry for 30 years. I know I look young, but still 30, 30 years. And the early years in my fitness career, I was training instructors how to train the body. And instructors came up to me, and I teach them the skills that they need to teach a class, which is all about how do you cue, how does the body work. And then I could see that a lot of instructors were actually very good, but they were lacking confidence to teach. And it made me realize you can have all the skills you need. If you don't have the confidence to do it, you will not succeed. So there was no training in the fitness world that was teaching instructors to build confidence. And I thought, this might be interesting. So I started with a small workshop, a 3-hour workshop. I presented that to some fitness companies, said, look, I would love to present that on a convention instead of this is how we move, this is how we think, this is how we build confidence. And they said, I don't know if we need it, but let's try. And actually it became quite successful. I had a couple names like Be an Inspiration, The Power of You, The Power of Me. And instructors really needed those skills to start building confidence. And with that confidence, they started to realize that they could do way more than they thought that they could do.
But in your personal life, what was your turning point?
When I lost my mom, because I'm brought up in a family that lived by the book. This is what your job looks like, this is what your house looks like, this is what your relationship looks like. Even when you're not happy together, stay together just to make it work for the outside world. And I'm brought up with people who were really unhappy. And when I was 19, I lost my mom. And I realized that she was actually living a very unhappy life. And she was 47 when she passed away, which is the age that I have right now. So it made me realize at that time, I was like, okay, my mom is my mom and she's older. But now I realize how young she was. And she lived a very unhappy life. And when that happened, I said, this is something I cannot do. I have to find the confidence to change my life and to make it a direction that I want to do. Because my family told me, we have a restaurant, you're going to be the next chef in the restaurant, go to cooking school, this is what your relationship will look like, this is what your family would look like. And it was exactly the opposite of what I wanted. But I didn't have the confidence to make the change until my mom passed away. And then I said, I have to make a change. To be confident and to have the courage to make a change only takes 5 seconds. You want to make a change? To say it, that I don't want to be a chef, I want to do physical education. It takes 5 seconds to say it, but it takes years of fear. And that's the problem. People have a lot of years of fear before they finally make the decision.
What are the things that make us unhappy, in your opinion? Why are we unhappy?
Because we're scared of change. Sometimes people, if they don't realize what is making them unhappy, they need to really sit down. It's almost like they have a couple of things that they say, this is Steve, what are the roles in my life? I'm a fitness instructor, life coach, but I'm also a brother, a friend, a relationship. There are so many different relationships we have or roles in our life. And you almost have to rate that, say, okay, how am I doing as a fitness coach? Am I happy? 10, life coach, 10. My relationship with my brothers and sisters, maybe in my case, great, but sometimes that could be less. My job, a 2. So very fast you will realize what are the things in your life that you can improve in. And then people have to find the courage to make a change. There is nothing in life that is more fulfilling than a happy life. They have to understand that success is not measured by tangible things, it's measured by emotional things.
How can we build our confidence?
A huge goal is actually a gathering of small steps. So sometimes people think, oh my God, I need to make a big change. No, the big change is your goal, but how to make it is only small changes. Start with the simple things. What do you do the first 30 minutes when you wake up in the day? You have to start building a very good early morning routine. I have a very simple rule. 3 and 30 seconds, 3 and 30 minutes. Within 3 seconds, you gotta stop your alarm. Within 30 seconds, you have to get out of bed. Within 3 minutes, you have to prepare your whole room for the day. Don't keep the windows closed. Don't keep the bed like that. Make the bed, open windows, get air inside. And then the next 30 minutes is all for you to prepare your day for success. What I do is I go downstairs, I put up music again, always music. And even though you don't listen, you hear it in the background. It gives you a good feeling. I drink a coffee, take a shower, I dress up, even though I got nothing planned, I dress up like I have to go to the most important meeting. And that's the first 30 minutes of the day, and it will already be a huge difference for the rest of the day. We have to learn to set boundaries and give the people the reason why we set that boundary. There's nothing wrong with saying no to a family gathering or your boss that is asking you to do something.
But what will you do with the guilt when you say no?
Communicate it. If you tell people, for example, say, oh, Saturday night, we're going out, there's a party, and you say, oh no, I can't do it. Now, they're gonna think that I'm not social and I got the fear that I'm missing out. Give a reason, say, I would love to join, but Saturday night is a night I really need for myself to relax, just be by myself and have a night where I can just do nothing. I need it. If you give people the reason why you're telling them, this is my boundary, this is where I do no more, they will understand it. But of course, there's different boundaries. There are boundaries where you cannot accept anymore how people treat you. When you tell people, I'm not gonna let you treat me like this anymore, and I'm gonna tell you why, because of this and this and this. But again, what is the base to say no? Confidence. So it all comes down to one important skill, confidence. And it's something you can learn. It's not something you have. So I want to live a life where I'm only happy and comfortable and secure in who I am. Because I've learned to live a life as a teenager where people told me, don't be you. Don't say that. Don't act like you. If you want to fit in, don't do that. And I say, watch me.
And another thing that I see on your website, know how to prioritize.
Oh, yes.
It's essential,
oh,
but
yes.
we often don't do that.
No. There's something really cool where I see that people are overwhelmed with all the tasks in their life. I got to do this and that and that and that. And they put it in their head, and we call it neutral action. Neutral action means that you're thinking about it, and you're thinking, oh my God, I got to do that. I cannot forget. And you think about it whole day, and then at the end of the day, you still have not done it. And you go like, I'll do it tomorrow. What I try to do is I eliminate and delegate. So I look at the 10 things I got to do. I said, what do I not need to do? I eliminate. Okay. What can I give other people that can help me? Small things. You got to pick up the kids. Oh, it's difficult today. Ask your neighbor. Ask the mom of a friend. It doesn't matter. You can delegate a couple of things. And then you have the things that really will matter. And it could be already half of the tasks. People get overwhelmed. And they have to learn to focus task and not multitask. That's prioritizing. It's like juggling the balls in a circus. Every ball represents a part of your life. You as a mom, as a sister, as your job, your friends, and people do all day, doing everything. When they're with the kids, they're on the computer calling their friend. Yeah, I'm playing with you, and let me just finish this email. Give me 1 second, stay here. No, don't stay here. I'll call you back. Computer closed. I'm going to focus on you for 10 minutes. So we need to learn to prioritize by eliminating what we don't need to do, delegate what we can give other people, and now focus task on one thing. Do it well, finish it, and then your work. Do it well, no phone, and then.
Is it sometimes hard to follow your own advice?
Every day. Hard. Every day. People sometimes say, wow, I'm sure you never have a bad day. I'm like, oh, a lot.
I'm human.
Yes. Or you never get sad, mad, or bad. And yeah, I do. But what the difference is, I have the techniques to get out of it. My life is not easier. My life, I have a lot of things that make me feel sad. But how do I change it in, okay, I cannot change it, the situation, I can change my emotion. How do I do that? And 10 minutes later, I'm done. I will not stay sad the whole day. I will not stay mad the whole day. We are wasting time with negative emotions that are not worth it. We're wasting time with negative stories that we're making up.
How do you set the right mindset?
Well, of course, in my book I explain that, but the book is in Flemish, otherwise I would have given you one for sure. But it's all very easy, simple techniques. I think there's a lot of techniques I explain, of course, but the most important technique is factual thinking, emotional thinking. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I can explain it very easy. Don't judge if you don't know the facts. If you don't know the facts, don't create a story.
It's like don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly, exactly. Or when you're insecure and, for example, I'm teaching a class and I see people and I'm insecure and I have 50 people doing my class and 2 people talk to each other and I see their body language going like, oh, they don't like me? And I focus on them like a tunnel vision. This is what's going wrong. And I'm creating a story. They're talking to each other. They're saying they don't like me. And I've learned to say, you know what, Steve? You don't know what they say. Let's go ask. For 2 years, every time when I saw something negative, I went to go get the fact. Sorry, in the class I saw you talking and doing like something on your phone, and you were giving like an angry face. Can I ask you what it was? Oh, she says, every time you play that song, I love it, and I tried to Shazam it, but I cannot find it. And she's angry because she couldn't find the song she loves.
So it was actually something positive.
Exactly, but my insecurity sees that and makes it a negative story. And I tried to realize, I said, how many times in my life I have done that? Seeing something with my glasses of insecurity and create a whole negative story. You have to learn to say, okay, don't make it a story if you don't know the facts. And trust me, I went to go get the facts, even when I was 100% sure. This body language says that they do not like me. I had people in my class doing this to me. And like, And I went to go get, I said, that's not really nice what you did. I was asking, is everybody okay? And you do this. And she says, no. I hurt my knees, I couldn't come to the class, but I didn't want to miss your class. And now I really feel the injury getting worse. And I'm like, oh my God, even when I'm 100% sure that the body language is something negative, it was still a positive story.
So you have to find this positive spin in everything.
You just got to analyze it. What is making me sad, mad, or bad? Is it the truth? Is it a fact? Or is it my emotional thinking? And you will see you can eliminate a lot.
You also talk about changing bad habits.
Yes.
This is a hard thing to do.
Very difficult, very difficult. It's a loop that keeps returning and returning and returning. First, you have to analyze, what is my bad habit? You have to understand, because a lot of people have bad habits, but they don't even realize it. So analyzing, knowing what your bad habit is very important. Knowing what it is and why is it giving me a bad habit. Is it health? Is it time? Is it socializing? Whatever it is. And then you have to do an action, meaning, what is the reward that I'm getting from this bad habit? When I'm eating food or something bad at night, it's giving me that reward of something, snacking, watching television, or smoking, or whatever it could be that is a bad habit. You have to find something that replaces the same feeling. It could be going outside for a walk. You don't have to go crazy and say, now I'm going to change my smoking to working out for 1 hour. It's not going to work. The difference is too big. Start with something small. Changing a habit is just a continuation of an action. And it takes sometimes 2 weeks to change a habit, and you will change it. But that's the third step. Analyze, action, accountability. You have to keep doing it. And that's the problem. Sometimes people say after 2-3 weeks, oh, let me try. No. Analyze. Why was it a bad habit? What was it doing bad to me? Look at it again, and it will prevent you from repeating it.
You know, they say each one of us has a life jacket.
Yes.
Which one is yours? Sport, reading, art? What saves you when you are, because you have to be sometimes down. You're human after all.
Yeah. I go back in time. And when I feel a moment where I go like, oh, I want to give up. not in a bad way, but give up with my job, or because it's a struggle to survive your job. It's a struggle with positive habits every day. Sometimes I go, I just want to sit down on the sofa, watch TV with Netflix and eat ice cream all day. But I go back in time and I say, what if you could go back to when you were 19 and you were scared, you still had your mom, you were thinking this is what your life is going to look like, and it was not a happy life, and you could see who you are today. How happy would that make you to realize where you have come, what you have achieved? Because now my happy life and successful life starts to feel more normal, that I don't always realize how good I've done. So sometimes you got to go back in time and say, what if you could see yourself today in the house that you live, with your friends, with your traveling? I thought I would never sit in a plane when I was a teenager. And now I'm traveling 3-4 flights every single week. And when I complain, flight, they say like, do you remember when you thought you would never fly? I say, it's true, my God, what a great life. So sometimes you got to realize how bad it used to be to understand how good you have it now. So that's what I do. People think, oh, you must go work out for 1 hour or go to a restaurant. Yeah. I do that, but it starts really with being able to sit down with nothing and still make yourself happy with your thoughts and your self-love, without the food, without an action, without a movie, without other people. If you learn to do that by yourself, sitting down and say, hey, and you did good.
Talk to yourself without anger.
Exactly, exactly. Without anger, without fear, without bad. I see people talking to themselves. I'm like, would you say that to your best friend? The things we tell ourselves, would you say that to your best friend? Yes, wow, no. You're getting old. You can't do that. I would never dare to say that. Be your own best friend. Never say things to yourself that you wouldn't tell your best friends. Golden rule.
I will remember that.
Yes, it's so true.
You know, the motto of Timișoara in this year, 2023, when Timișoara is the European Capital of Culture, is shine your light, light up your city. Where do you get your light and your energy for each performance, for each class, for each book, for everything you do?
I think of the people that I will inspire with it. So if I have a book that I'm writing, I'm thinking of the people that will read it and that I can inspire with it. I used to be, with fitness, we always motivate people. Come on, you can do it, da, da, da. And then the moment the class is done, finished. I want to make a bigger impact. I want to inspire people. When they're not with me, they would think of me, say, what would Steve say? What would Steve do? I'm going to do a good decision, that I can be that power for them. And that is something that really inspires me to do a good job when I write a book, when I have my classes. I want to make a class where people will think of me when the class is done. So what is the technique? How I make them feel? I don't want to train the body, I want to train the soul. I want people to go home and say, he inspired me, I feel great, I feel motivated, I feel I want to make a change. That's what keeps me going.
So, Steve, thank you very, very much for this dialogue. I think people are just going to say, I can be happy and I have to do something to be happy, to live a happy life.
Yes.
You know, they say that joy comes from togetherness. Well, this interview was a pure joy for me. So thank you very much.
Same for me.
And I think our audience will agree with me that it was a life lesson.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to do that.
We are expecting you again here in Timișoara.
I will be happy to be back. Thank you again.